Hey there, this is Dustin Wright with Portfolio Commercial, and this is your November 2024 edition of the Portfolio. We've got three key stories to kind of bring and to highlight to you that you probably find some interesting, so make sure you follow along. Our first key story comes from the Federal Reserve. Obviously, they just lowered interest rates by another quarter of a point. As you probably well know by now, that doesn't directly affect mortgage rates, but it does find its way into affecting mortgage rates, even if it's just by a little bit. So just those little signs, the Fed's just at least indicating at the very least that they're working to kind of curb this. They're feeling good enough about inflation data that we're actually getting to the target goals. So they're gently trying to bring us back down into a place. So what does that look like for us? Perhaps by next year, we really will have to keep an eye on the bond market, that's specifically the 10-year treasury yield. We'll see how it directly affects mortgage rates. But do we expect mortgage rates to probably start fluctuating? I still think that probably 5 to 5.5% is probably the target range where we see buyers really want to come back and enter back in the market, because that's when money starts getting a lot more affordable. But until then, we'll probably still stay in those 6s and 7s, but we could see some relief perhaps by the summer, but we just got to keep an eye on it. But good news is we see the Fed at least moving us in the right direction by bringing those points down, at least just by a little bit. So the second story we want to talk about is kind of big time action in Dallas for all of our short-term rentals, Airbnb, VRBO folks. Dallas initially instituted a big ban against having short-term rentals in the city of Dallas. However, there was an injunction filed against it by a lot of the Airbnb and VRBO owners. And so it kind of has it in a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. There's still a lot of back and forth going on it, but I will tell you, if you're a property owner, you're an investor in Dallas, what we could see is we could see anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 homes. Should this go through and the ban really goes through, you could see probably about 1,000 homes that'll look like will start appearing on the market or be converted to long-term rentals. So either way, if you're really focused on the Dallas market, just keep an eye on that, because that could really give a burst of inventory in the city of Dallas very quickly. The third story we want to talk about is there's a new Amazon facility coming to Cleburne, Texas. They're expecting that to be about 800 to 1,000 new jobs. It's like 1.7 million square foot. It's a distribution center for industrial warehousing and logistics. So you're going to see a lot of jobs come to that Cleburne pocket. It's going to be right off the Chisholm Trail. In fact, if you've driven on the Chisholm Trail lately, you see a lot of dirt being pushed. It was a bunch of farmland, and all of that is going to be developed. You just give it a minute. So be watching in Cleburne specifically if you're working that kind of South Fort Worth market. Fantastic opportunity to look for people, because you've got jobs coming, you've got people wanting to buy houses. So those are the three key stories. Keep an eye out for more. We've got all kinds of amazing growth and really great things happening all over the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So make sure you follow us. Read the email for all the detail on the stories specifically that we talked about today in the video. And remember, we want to be a part of your portfolio.